Hello, internet people. Hello. So, as you've probably noticed, this is not a regular Die Party stream. This is a special Die Party stream. We have a new GM, or DM, Philip, who's going to be running a Dungeon World campaign with us, and depending on how we go tonight, we might make it a regular fixture. If not, well, no harm, no foul, right? So we have two new players along with us. So first up, we have Meredith, who will be playing Rook tonight, and we have Dan, who will be playing Year Heartwood. Wood. Is it Year? Is it Year?
It's Year. It's
Yeah.
Year.
Year Heartwood.
Year Wood.
Year Heartwood. And then, of course, we have Philip, who... Wait, no, you've never seen Philip in action yet, because that was
Not yet.
that was a sneaky little thing that we have planned that's not out yet, but it will be.
Yeah.
But Philip is already done some stuff with me. He's a pretty cool guy. He saved my life a few times.
I did. Oh God, it was so good.
It was so good. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge. That's coming up pretty
I can't
soon.
wait till
But
it's live.
yeah, so Philip's going to be playing our GM today. And yeah, so Dungeon World. It's why don't you explain a little bit what Dungeon World is, and we can go from there.
Yeah. So Dungeon World, in a nutshell, I guess, is well, I explained it as like a less in-depth D&D. So everything is kind of generalized. It's a much more creative version of D&D, in my opinion. I have a lot more fun with it. Being a new DM, I feel it's easier to DM something like this because there's not so many little nitpicky things to worry about. But it's a lot more open to the player's creativity and my creativity, and especially the way I run my campaigns. It's very open to letting people kind of decide on the fly what has happened, will happen, is happening, what they're doing, etc. So Dungeon World's got a really simple D6 mechanic to it. If you're curious about that as a viewer, basically the way it works is that 10 plus is a succeed, a 7 to 9 is a succeed with some kind of just badness happening along with it, and below that a 6 or less is a failure. But you get an XP if you get a failure, so that's pretty much how you level up.
Mm-hmm.
The level up system is 7 plus your level, so to get to level 2 you got to get 8 experience and spend it. To get to level 3, 9, and so on. And anytime you complete a bond, you get an XP. Anytime you fail a roll, you get an XP. And anytime a move dictates that you get an XP, you get an XP. So yeah, I mean, those are like the general ideas of Dungeon World. As I said, I'm a little bit new to DMing, so bear with me. I hope I can make it interesting. I like to think that I'm relatively creative on the fly, so that's how I try to run my campaigns, and we'll see what happens.
Alrighty, so we're going to start off with character creation, mostly because this was kind of like, hey dude, want to play D&D today? I'm like, okay. So I don't have anything prepared, so we might as well go through character creation on the stream then. So take us away.
Alright, cool. So I guess who wants to go first? And we'll work through character creation, right off the bat.
Okay.
Actually, we'll start with Mary, because Rook is pre-made. Not pre-made, but she had already worked on her ranger. So we'll just start with that, and we'll kind of explain who she is, what she looks like, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Mary, do you want to go, or do you want me to kind of ask you questions, or what? How do you want to do this, Mary?
You can ask me questions so I can kind of just go off what I got.
Alright, cool. Well, you are a ranger. You are an elf. Your name is Rook. I'm just literally going to go through the step-by-step for you guys, just to make it easy, especially with Dan being new to Dungeon World. So, what are your looks? And rather than just, there's looks in the book, and on the character sheet, but I want you to kind of tell me, like, how do you imagine yourself? What does Rook look like?
Well, she's average height. She has, wild eyes, so she can't read her very well. I have a wild hair, so kind of matches my crazy eyes. I kind of travel around with a cape on, and I can't really see like my figure very well, but I am thin. Let me see, and I do have a little friend. It's a wolf. His name is Ghost, and he is white, and he has black eyes.
Game of Thrones.
Yeah. But, what else do I need to tell you about?
Just anything. You know, like, do you have any special jewelry from family members in the past, or something you picked up, you know, in your travels, a unique trinket, anything like that? And Mary, if you don't mind turning down your volume or putting in your headphones, because it's probably coming through on Dave's end as well as mine.
It is, yeah. I was actually
Well,
like,
shit, guys, you could have just said it.
Well, it just started happening now that I'm vocalizing myself a little more.
those deep, earthy tones, man. That's what it is.
Yeah. But yeah, just about anything, Mary. You know, anything you want to bring up, unless you plugged me in already and can't hear me. I'm not sure.
Nope, not yet.
Okay, well, I wasn't sure. But yeah, like, anything you want to tell us, or do you want to come up with it on the fly in the future? It's up to you. You know, like, what color is your cape? Tell us things like that.
Alright, hold on. You're making me do a lot of shit.
Okay, I think she might be good soon. Hold on. Dead air.
Nah, it's all
Oh my
good.
gosh,
It's all
she's
good.
such a failure. All right, how about this? I'll let her figure that out, and we'll go to you, Dave. We can switch back to her.
All right.
Because we didn't get too far with hers anyway. So,
Sure.
Dave, you said your name was. Oh man, I don't have.
Joran Masters.
That's it, Joran Masters.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta keep these in front of me. I'm a very note taker DM, so I try to keep things, you know, kind of organized. So, you are a wizard.
That
Right.
I am.
What race are you?
Let's see here. Ooh. Okay. I'll be human.
Human. Okay.
Human.
Cool. And your name is Joran Masters. So let's talk about your look. On the sheet there is some options for the look, but tell me, you know, other than just going with what they say, you're certainly welcome to use them as suggestions and such. But like, tell me about the color of your robes.
All right.
You know, maybe the way your
So, first up, everyone needs to know that Joran Masters is incredibly old. We're talking like 97 years old. And he comes from an age where wizards were, you know, starting out. So basically, wizards at this age, they come from the age where the stereotypical wizard look comes from, if that makes any sense. So he's used to wearing like a pointed hat with stars and moons on it, and a robe that's also purple and yellow and that sort of stuff. So he's very a stereotypical wizard-looking dude. Having said that, he has a really long, bushy white beard. Original, right? But he's also 100% bald, and he's missing most of his eyebrows.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So with this look, he's also pretty old and frail, but he can move when he needs to, basically. So it's more of his age where the looks come from. So you know what you'd think an old man would look like. He kind of resembles that for the most part. But
he's kind of like a healthy old man, though. Yeah, like for 97, he's still kicking.
No, he does not
No?
look healthy at all. He looks
Oh, he
like
doesn't
he's
look-
about to
he
kick the
just
bucket
can-
at any moment.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, and part of this is you know, used to as a deception for people.
Okay.
He is pretty spry. He can move, and I like to think that he plays into his age more than he lets on. So if like he wants to get out of a situation, for example, he'll be like, "Huh? What? What did you say? Huh?" And then he'll like sort of like, you know, start mumbling so that people leave him alone and that sort of stuff. So he's well and truly aware of his age, and he uses it to his advantage, basically.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, I guess for the sake of viewers, do you want to tell us your stats, just so everybody has an idea?
I actually haven't done that yet. So
Okay, that's
intelligence will obviously be 16 plus 2.
okay.
Because that is how he rolls.
Word. And then
And so let's see. The next highest one is 15 plus 1. I think that'll go into wisdom.
okay.
Although it really depends. I mean, like we might need to change this because I can't remember if the spells come from. The spells come
Most
from.
of them come from intelligence. Some of them come from wisdom.
Okay.
Wizards are actually pretty straightforward in that, as long as you don't feel like doing much fighting with them, their strength, dexterity, and constitution is not all too important.
All right. So the next highest one, I think, is 13 plus 1. So I'll put that into con.
Okay.
And then we have 12, which will be, which is not, there's no bonuses 12, and that'll go into charisma. And then we have 9 will be dex, and 8 will be strength.
Okay.
And 8 is a -1. So yeah, that is his entire being.
Awesome.
His alignment is actually evil.
Evil. Okay. Cool.
And yeah, I think that's all I need to say right now, isn't it?
Yeah. His maximum HP will be what is it? D4 or
It's
4 plus.
It's your max HP is 4 plus Constitution. So Constitution
it's
for me is
17.
13
Oh, wait.
plus 1. Your max HP is plus 4 Constitution. Oh, 4 plus Constitution. Okay, so it's 13
yeah,
plus 4.
and the way it works is, you put 13 in your con, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So 17. Your starting moves. Do you want to tell people about those? I'm going to leave them kind of secret so your party members don't know, or what? That's
So I get to, what is it? 1 cantrip?
I
You
think
start
get
out
all
with
the
3
cantrips.
first level spells in your spell book as well as your cantrips.
Yeah.
Okay. You add
Yeah,
new
the
spell.
cantrips are you can use them at any time. They don't go against your number of spells.
Yeah.
But the spell book is basically, once you pick a spell, you're going to have to go through some kind of, like if you choose a spell and you don't want it anymore, you're going to have to go through some kind of quest of essentially unlearning it and replacing it with another spell.
Let's see here. I am going to take Detect Magic.
Okay.
I am also going to take sorry about that. Yeah. That's what happens when you live in the middle of San Francisco. Let's see here. Okay, I'm also going to take Invisibility.
Awesome.
And then I'm also going to take... So if I don't take Magic Missile, I don't have any attacks, basically. So I kind of need...
Yeah.
Kind of need to take Magic Missile. So I'll take Magic Missile.
Okay.
Yeah.
I guess the last thing we really have to do for you is gear.
Mm-hmm.
So, your load is 7 plus strength. The way I run it, because I'm pretty loose with weight, is that it's 7 plus your total strength, not the modifier. So whatever that is, you can worry about that.
Oh, cool.
You automatically start with your spell book. That is 1 weight, though. And your dungeon rations are 5 uses and 1 weight. For anybody who doesn't know, viewers included, the way dungeon rations work is anytime you make camp or in a situation where you need to use dungeon rations, they essentially have 5 ticks, 5 uses, and you use them once, twice, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, and then they are non-existent. And they
So I
don't
have
go down.
14 weight total?
Yeah. What's your strength?
8.
8? Yeah, then 14. Yep. Well, that'd be
15? No, it's negative
Right.
1 for 8.
No. It's like your strength plus 7. Your load is 7 plus strength, so your strength is 8, and your base is 7, so you have 15. You don't
Okay.
worry about the modifier.
Sure, no worries. And
You get to choose between leather armor and a bag of books.
bag.
If you don't know how the bag of books works, essentially when you there's a move, I believe it's called spout lore. So if let's say you run into a dragon and you want to spout lore about a dragon, you want to know something interesting about that dragon, you can roll to spout lore about that dragon, and if you roll well enough, I let you make something up about it. basically the way the bag of books works, it's similar to dungeon rations. It has 5 uses, and if you use one of those uses, you now have a book about whatever red dragons, and you get a +1 on that spout lore roll.
Sure.
And the leather
Are you going to
armor, of
make
course,
it so that we can purchase these books?
Yes, everything that is in there's like the equipment list in this game is all made up, other than I think like 16 items, and every one of those items is purchasable in the game for a certain amount of coin.
And you said I had 3 rations at the start as well?
You have just list dungeon rations with 5 uses.
Okay.
And then for your weapon, you're choosing bag of books instead of leather armor, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. For your weapon, you can either use a dagger or you can choose the classic staff. I'm assuming you're going to go with staff since you're stereotypical.
Hell yes.
All right.
So once I get 3 healing potions with the bag of books.
Yes, you do. I did not read that, sorry. But yes, bag of books is 5 uses, 2 weight, and 3 healing potions is 0 weight.
How much does the dungeon rations weigh?
1 weight total.
Alright, so 3 healing potions.
And then the final choice you have is basically an extra healing potion or 3 antitoxins.
Antitoxins.
Yep.
Someone asked why they didn't want it. They didn't get an invite by Phil. Cyberdog.
I'll answer him.
Staff.
Den, are you following along as we do this? You're
Yeah.
kind of getting an idea of how the game works.
Yep.
And 3 antitoxins of 0 weight.
Yep. And the antitoxins are basically just anti-poison, whatever.
Yep.
Like,
Anytime I
matter.
get something in me, I can just be like, glug glug.
yep, exactly.
Cool. Alright, yep, that's,
And-
yeah, that's
yeah,
my
that's it for
character.
you. Is there anything else you want to tell us about him, or you want to save that for kind of when we get a bit more into it, or what?
I'll tell you what, let me make it up on the fly when we get further into this game.
That's perfectly fine. So let's go back to Mary and explain her ranger a little bit.
Now since I work.
Yeah, now that you're not echoing and such.
Yeah.
So yeah, as we
okay.
said, you're a ranger. You're an elf. Your name is Rook. You told us about your look. Is there anything else you wanted to tell us about your look? Did you decide on anything like that? Color your cape or what other?
I'm gonna be like, it's gonna be, was it like a forest green, kind of help with camouflage.
That's cool.
And then like brown underneath for like boots and stuff.
Okay, so you're a very stereotypical elf as well. Green and brown.
What up? Yes.
All right. Awesome. That sounds good. Did you decide on your stats? That you should have them listed already, right?
Yeah.
You just want to read them off, and we'll.
I'm gonna go just, yeah, straight across. So strength, 9 plus 0. Dexterity, 16 plus 2. Constitution, 13 plus 1. Intelligence, 15 plus 1. Wisdom, 12 plus 0. And charisma, 8 minus 1.
Okay.
How do you feel
And,
about having the same vitality as an old 97-year-old man?
What is your maximum HP? It's
I thought it's either 21 or 23.
It would
8
it would be
plus
7.
Constitution.
Oh wait, yours is different per class, right?
Yeah, hers is higher.
Yeah.
So it's 8 plus your con. What's your Constitution again?
13.
13. All right, so it's 21 total. Did you choose your starting moves, or is there anything it makes you choose from? I don't think. Basically, you have the ability to hunt and track, called shots, which are special shots, and you have the animal companion that you told us about. Awesome. What alignment are you?
Chaotic.
Chaotic. All right.
This is going well. This is gonna be the most evil sons of bitches.
And then here comes year. It's all down to you.
Let's see. So, what about your gear? You start with dungeon rations. You have leather armor, so you have currently a total of 1 armor. You have a bundle of arrows. Den, for your sake, the way ammo works in this game, because the bundle of arrows is 3 ammo. Essentially, ammo is not. It's not like you have 3 ammo. You're in a fight and you fired 3 shots, so you can't shoot again. The way it works is like if you roll very poorly, if you fail a volley roll, I may be like, you fail completely, your arrow hits the wall and it snaps. Take 1 ammo away. Things like that. So ammo is essentially your kind of your reserves, rather than it is like attracting a very specific amount of ammo, if that makes sense. So just for your sake. So Mary, did you choose a hunter's bow and a spear, or a hunter's bow and a short sword?
Hunter's bow and a short sword.
Awesome. And did you choose adventuring gear and dungeon rations, or did you choose adventuring gear and extra arrows?
Extra arrows.
Cool. That's pretty much it for you. Did you want to tell us anything else about your character? Alright, you know what? I'm actually not even going to ask that, because we have to do bonds, so after character creation, maybe we'll take a quick 2-minute break, and then we'll come back and we'll do bonds, and you guys can kind of tell us whatever you want about your characters.
Yes.
Sound good?
Yeah,
Alright,
sounds
so
good.
Den, Mr. Year, it is your turn. Let's see if I can find the fighter somewhere. There it is. Okay, so your class is a fighter. What is your race, friend?
I am a dwarf.
Okay. You are a dwarf fighter. What's your alignment?
Neutral.
Okay. Cool. So we are not, that's kind of cool. I've actually never played with a group that is solely stuck in that, like, must save the world concept. So this is pretty interesting.
I didn't want to be stuck with defend those weaker than you.
Yeah.
But I also didn't want to be the guy who just kills people all the time, so...
Fair enough. That's awesome. Yeah, so it's actually pretty interesting. Your name is Year... What was it again?
Hearthwood.
Year
Hearthwood.
Year Hearthwood. I had to write Hearthwood down so I don't forget that. W-U-D. So tell us about your look. Like, how tall are you? Are you, like, kind of a tall dwarf, or what?
Yeah, as far as dwarves go, I'm incredibly tall. He's about 5'4".
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
That's
So
like
he's
human
a-
size.
He is a small human. He almost appears like a small human, except he's well built. He's almost as wide as he is tall, like all the other dwarves.
Of course, yeah.
He's definitely stands out in a crowd. He looks like he's been in way too many brawls and fistfights.
Okay.
He's scarred up. You're almost certain one of his eyes is permanently blackened.
Okay. That's awesome.
A few of his teeth are missing,
Nice.
and his hair is mostly shaved, and his beard is actually mostly shaved.
Really?
It's short, so people can't grab a hold of it in a fight. And he's sort of got a strange ponytail mohawk like hairdo.
Okay, cool.
So
Like really like party up back sort of thing. Business
Like a
up front.
refined
I
mold.
actually have character art. I've had this character art for a long time, and I've never got a chance to use it.
I might
So
actually
this is
have
basically
spelt your name wrong on the overlay as well. Is it Heartwood or is it Hearthwood?
it's Hearthwood.
Okay, I have
Spelled
spelled it
it
wrong then. I thought you'd be all lovable and stuff, but nope.
No, unfortunately, no. I mean, you may end up loving him, but he doesn't appear cuddly.
Yeah,
You
my,
do that?
I haven't loved a woman
No,
in...
I've had that. I don't know where it came from. I wish I did know the artist, but I've had that for a long time.
I have to look at this real fast. That is pretty awesome. That's pretty solid. So is he missing like one tooth like that? He's just kind of missing
Yes.
on the right. All right, awesome.
What's that sticking out of his mouth? Is that a
That
cigarette
is
or
a
something?
cigarette. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
Because for a
Alright, I
second
kinda
there, I was like, his
envision him-
tongue is really weird. But it's like-
Is there anything unique about his clothing, like the patch he's wearing in that fan art?
Well, what's unique about his clothing is he wears he doesn't carry any weapons, but he wears full scale mail regalia.
Okay.
And his gauntlets they're painted a bright orange for no
Really?
apparent reason.
Okay. All right. Cool. Awesome. So, did you choose your stats, or were you waiting for?
No,
me to
they're
explain?
chosen.
Okay. Cool. Just read them off, left to right.
Strength is a 16 at a +2, dexterity at 13, constitution 15, intelligence 9, wisdom 8, charisma 12.
All right. Cool. Awesome, man. Figure out the modifiers. Your maximum HP as a fighter is 10 plus your constitution. So what was your constitution?
It's a 15, so that's 25 HP.
Health. Yep. Cool. So for your starting moves, you have bend bars, lift gates, which basically makes you pretty awesome and really strong. Armored, which makes you ignore the clumsy tag when you're wearing armor, so basically you're just proficient with it. And you have a signature weapon. So tell us about your signature weapon. What is it?
My signature weapon isn't a weapon at all. I use my bare hands like a real dwarf.
Awesome. And you said they're orange, right?
Yeah.
Gauntlets. Obviously it has a hand reach. Just want to write some of the stuff down. What was the 2 enhancements that you ended up choosing?
I think it's a close reach, but I could be wrong. I'm not sure how this works. There's 3 different reaches.
Basically hand is like your arm's reach to the tips of your fingers, like basically a grappling reach. A close reach is kind of your arm plus like a foot or 2, and then reach is kind of like a spear. Like it's very like you can attack them without receiving an attack yourself.
In Pathfinder it's reversed, and close is when you are like occupying someone's space.
Yeah, exactly. Where hand is where you're occupying somebody's space. Exactly.
Okay. As far as my enhancements, I've picked one, and I'm not certain on the other.
Okay. You can even decide that later.
I think I'll just go with perfectly weighted, I guess. They're my fists, so it's kind of like my fists don't have hooks and spikes. They aren't sharp. They can't glow in the presence of other creatures.
Well, sharp could mean like your punches, for example. You know, you have very precise punches or something like that. Or
well, perfectly weighted actually does that. That's the precise.
It's just like basically it just means like your gauntlets are made in like such a fine way that your swings are not hindered by the extra weight whatsoever.
So my fists are perfectly weighted and huge.
Alright, cool. And huge does add messy and forceful. Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
And they look ornate. The gauntlets are very ornate.
Okay, well, what makes them look ornate? Like, is it kind of like because you said they were orange, so is it like a very faded orange or what?
It's kind of it's like a burnt orange, and it almost looks like it was tattooed on to the armor.
Okay.
It's sort of scrawled in Dwarven,
nice.
And it depicts like this old Dwarven fairy tale about a dwarf who knocked out a dragon in a bar fight.
Cool. I like that. Awesome.
That brings some questions to mind, but I guess we can talk about them in game.
You are a neutral alignment. So let's go through your gear real fast. Let's tell people what you have. Obviously, you start with your signature weapon, which is 2 weight. You have dungeon rations, which is 5 uses and 1 weight. And then for your defense, you said you were choosing like scale mail, right?
Yes, scale armor.
Okay. Scale armor, cool. And then you get to choose 2 from this remaining choices. Like, what did you end up choosing?
2 healing potions and 22 gold coins.
Awesome. Sounds good, man. Sounds good. So yeah, is there anything? Well, no, we'll do more about characters and bonds in just a moment. Dave, did you want to take just a quick 2-minute break so it's easy to cut, and then we can jump right into bonds and give me a second to look something up? Is that cool?
Sure, we can do that. So we'll be back in about 2 minutes, guys. Don't go anywhere. We got more of this game coming up pretty soon.
All right.